I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is U.S. Senate candidate and Menendez Mayor Christine Serrano Glassner. Mayor, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Brittany. Thanks for having me on.
Let's flash back. You joined me in September when New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez was indicted on criminal bribery charges. There has been an update, so I would love to get your reaction. He has been...
Sorry,
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say it was only a couple of days ago that new allegations have come out that he took bribes. I don't know that it was directly from the country of Qatar, but definitely on behalf or to benefit the country. And although it's troubling, it's not a surprise. Certainly not a surprise in New Jersey, because people have known of his behavior for long before this time, and even September when the allegations came out and he was indicted. The problem really is that's greater than just that are all of the Democrats that have supported him over the years, that have supported him even after the corruption in 2018. Many of them came out and re-endorsed him and made lots of substantial contributions to his legal defense fund. Even the governor's wife, thousands of dollars to his legal defense fund. So it's really a deeper problem, I see, than just his corruption and cronyism that has continued in New Jersey. It's the enabling or even perpetrating through other Democrats this behavior. And I don't see any difference between perpetrating and enabling, honestly, because it still just continues corruption. And that's what we need to clean up here in New Jersey. Is we need ethics, we need integrity, we need the seat to have integrity and for it to mean something here in New Jersey.
Let's talk about the Democrats' response first. Let's talk about that. Democrats, a lot of them have come out now and said, hey, it is time for Senator Menendez to step down. I'm talking about Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey, Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, even Governor Phil Murphy of New Jersey as well, your governor. Do you think this is enough? What do you make of that response then?
Well, first of all, everybody is entitled to due process. And Senator Menendez, Gold Bar Bob, is certainly entitled to due process and should have that opportunity. What's interesting out of the list of names that you've provided is Governor Murphy. Yes, he wants him to step down because he's supporting his wife, Tammy Murphy, who's now running for this seat. That's awfully convenient, especially if he does step down now. The governor would have the opportunity to appoint someone to that seat. And then you mentioned John Fetterman, who's supporting another candidate that's running for that seat, Andy Kim. And he's a very big supporter of Andy Kim, and he's been fundraising for him. So, out of this list of folks, it makes sense, because what it is it's about power. They want to maintain the power of that seat for the Democrat Party. My goal is to take the power and return it back to the people. These seats are jobs. People tend to forget that. What's happened in the U.S. Senate and even in Congress is it's become a place for celebrityism. It's become a place where people either go and make a whole lot of money, and I'm certainly not with every elected official, but with enough that have tainted it and really turned people off from Washington. It's also become a place of power. People use it to power broke, which is what Bob Menendez did, right? He used this seat to enrich himself and his cronies. And it's time that someone, a candidate like myself, which is why I'm running, bring integrity back to the seat and bring the power back to the people. Since it's a position, people have to understand it's a public service position. And people deserve that public service. I bring public service to people all the time. It's not a self-service position, which is what Bob Menendez has used it for, which is what other Democrats will want to use it for, to profit for themselves. And we need to take these positions and use them for the right reason. Pass good policy for people so that they can have lives that they can count on, quality of life, and a future for themselves and their family.
Do you think that this celebrity is a problem in both parties? And I just want to start out, I'm not comparing George Santos to Bob Menendez, but when you're thinking about people who have profited off their seat, George Santos recently embattled, no longer a member of Congress, now profiting. He says he's making more on Cameo in a week than he did in a whole year sitting in Congress. So do you think that this is a problem in politics as a whole, regardless of party?
I think it's a problem across the board, not just in politics, but in life. It's all of these social media sites. I mean, people, instead of actually gaining some skills and using that and using brain power, people are using social media sites to enrich themselves, to make a living. It is what it is. It's sad. I think it's not the way the world should be. And I think at some point in time, we're going to see that it doesn't work as much anymore. I guess it will continue to, but certainly politics have been taken by that. Everybody is. And it shouldn't be, because governing people should really be about work. It should. It should be about seriously taking the job and spending a lot of time with people. Communication is key. To me, that's one of the most important things, is that you've got to communicate a clear message, but you also have to listen to people. And if you're spending most of your time promoting yourself, then you're not listening to people. You should be coming back to your state, your home state, and meeting with people and traveling around the state, not just at a campaign time, all year long, and certainly not just through video and through social media sites. It needs to be in person. We need to get back to that. So I do think it's impacted politics a bit, and I'd like to see it returned to, people dealing with people and better communications.